Taylor Swift was bullied as a kid, but did you know she's a trained fighter? That a fan tried to marry her? That she humiliated her ex? Or that she saved a fan's life? Here's 10 Taylor Swift facts you didn't know. And for number 10, did you know she tried being a rapper back in 2008?
Like 8'4", blonde hair to the floor. You shorties never thought I dreamed about rapping hardcore. No, I ain't got a gun. No, I never really been in a club. Still live with my parents, but I'm still a thug. I'm so gangster, you can find me baking cookies at night.
Now, did you know Taylor Swift's legs are the most expensive thing she owns? Because that's number 9. See, before going on her 1989 tour, Taylor had a realization. She was about to perform 85 shows across the world for 8 months. And that's a lot of physical stress to put on her legs. So to protect them, she reached out to an insurance company to have them appraised. And when they finally got back to her with a number, it turns out Taylor's legs are valued at $40 million, which costs more than any of her houses or even her private jet. Now for number 8, Taylor has 20 ex-boyfriends. But did you know she tried dating a girl one time? See, back in 2013, at the Victoria's Secret fashion show, Taylor was guest performing when she locked eyes with a girl named Carly Kloss. And from that moment on, they completely hit it off. Next thing you know, Taylor and Carly were doing everything together. I'm talking baking cookies, going everywhere in public together, having sleepovers. Basically, they're BFFs. But here's where things take an unexpected turn. See, fans were starting to think what they had was a little bit more than just a friendship. Because Taylor is known for being in public relationships, and during this entire time, coincidentally, Taylor wasn't dating any men, leading the rumors to grow until December 2014, when Taylor's fans' suspicions actually became a reality. Because Taylor and Carly went to a concert when fans in the crowd noticed they couldn't keep their hands off each other, when suddenly, one of them made a move. See, after this kiss, fans started referring to them as a couple, calling them Kaylor. And despite fans wanting to know everything about their relationship, the two of them stayed quiet the entire time, never once discussing their relationship, till one day, they had a mysterious falling out and were never seen together again, leaving fans wondering if they had a terrible breakup. Now, did you know Taylor Swift's cat makes more money than her famous NFL boyfriend? Because that's number 7. See, Taylor's NFL boyfriend makes millions of dollars a year, and between his team contracts, endorsements, and film appearances, he's made over $90 million. Now, to most people, that's a crazy amount of money, but not to Taylor Swift's cat, because Taylor's cat has done multiple Instagram sponsorships, made her own merchandise line, meowed in cameos for ads with Diet Coke and Ned sneakers, and in total, Taylor Swift's cat has personally made $97 million, officially making her the richest pet in the world and richer than Travis Kelce. But number 6, did you know this is what Taylor Swift's life looks like? Because she has the most dangerous stalkers in the world. See, some Swifties have become a little too obsessed with Taylor.
Taylor Swift, I am madly in love with you. Marry me. You are my soulmate. I love you so much.
Honey, Taylor Swift, if you want a psycho lover, I'll be your psycho. I could cuddle and make love to you for 6 months straight. I'm the kindest, most loving human being on the planet.
Taylor's had over 15 reported stalkers. That's the most of any celebrity, and they've done some insane things. I mean, you had a man named Roger Alvarado who was arrested in 2018 for breaking into Taylor's house, taking a shower, and then napping in her bed while she was gone. Another man named David Crow who was arrested 3 times within 5 days for waiting outside of her house for hours hoping she'd come out. Now, up until this point, none of these stalkers had physically attacked Taylor. But unfortunately, in 2015, Taylor was on stage performing in Canada when all of a sudden, this happened. These guys could have seriously injured Taylor, so of course, they were both thrown in jail for this, and I can gladly say, Taylor has never seen them since.
I try not to ever really say where I am the most. Since all my addresses are on the internet, people tend to show up uninvited. You know, dudes that think we have an imaginary marriage.
You mentioned that you keep wound dressing with you?
Yeah, I've had a lot of stalkers show up to the house armed, so we have to think that way.
But number 5, did you know Taylor has 3 creepy fans who copy everything she does? See this person? Well, they're also named Taylor, except this girl's last name is Sheesh. See, Taylor Sheesh stalked Taylor Swift during her Eras tour, following her around Australia and the Philippines, where Taylor Sheesh would perform her own shows where she copies Taylor Swift. Not only that, but these shows just so happen to be near where Taylor Swift was performing. But she's not the only weirdo, because there's a woman named Olivia Mojica who started her own cover band called Blank Space, where she copies Taylor Swift's every movement. But by far, the creepiest Taylor impersonator of all is Ashley Leachin, because she's so obsessed with Taylor Swift, she's convinced she is Taylor Swift. See, in 2021, after everyone started pointing out that Ashley looked exactly like Taylor, she decided she was going to make it her entire personality. So from that point on, she was going to dress like Taylor, do her makeup like her, act like her, get the same cat as her. I mean, she even hired fake security guards.
Some people are saying it's Taylor Swift, so I don't know. She looks different in person. You think it's really her?
And at first, the fans were into it, thinking it was just a temporary thing. But then, Ashley just didn't stop. And it started to annoy T-Swift fans, because they kept thinking that they were seeing the real Taylor Swift in public, only to be disappointed by her.
Just Ashley.
Taylor, I love you so much.
Just Ashley. No, seriously.
Or when they'd be scrolling their social media, they'd think they'd be watching a video from Taylor, but instead, it would be Ashley. And after fans begged Ashley to stop, she'd become so deep into impersonating Taylor, it was her identity at this point. So instead of stopping, she swore she wasn't acting like Taylor Swift at all, and that this was just her authentic self.
But you know what it is? It's your body language too. It's interesting because that statistic says that we have twins, but you share personality and body movements as well. So you're not trying to be Taylor Swift. This is you.
No, this is just me. I walk awkwardly.
To this day, Ashley continues to impersonate Taylor, and Swift fans have just decided to ignore her. For number 4, did you know Taylor Swift is scared of her biggest fan? See, this is Leif Spork, a 46-year-old man from Michigan, and he's so obsessed with Taylor Swift, it's actually terrifying. See, back in 2012, Leif came across Taylor Swift's music, and after that, Taylor was all he could think about.
My first dream of Taylor Swift.
Yeah, just had my second dream about Taylor Swift.
So he started following her around on tour, hoping to get her attention. And when she wasn't touring, he'd post hundreds of photos of him photoshopped with Taylor all over his Instagram. And he would make hundreds of hand-painted Taylor Swift tiles that he'd sell or hang up and frame on his truck. But if that wasn't weird enough, he tattooed almost every single track list from Taylor's albums all over his body.
My back is full of her tattoos, of all of her songs. Bells, 13. Butterflies, 13. Lyrics from Faith Hill that she likes. Her birthday. We all know that Taylor Swift likes tattoos. When do I get recognized?
Even Taylor's biggest fans immediately pointed out how weird this was, saying things like, something's wrong with this person, and that this is a bit sad, I'm not gonna lie. But by far, the creepiest thing about Leif is the fact that he made a mannequin of Taylor, so when he can't see her in person at a show, he takes her all over the town with him, pretending it's actually her. For number 3, did you know Taylor Swift saved 3 of her fans from a car that was about to explode? See, in May 2015, Taylor was in Louisiana for her 1989 tour, when 3 girls, Elizabeth Dazio, her sister Caroline, and a friend, were all in attendance. But little did they know, it was about to be the worst night of their entire lives. Now, while the concert itself was everything they dreamed of, and they were given light-up bracelets to remember the night forever, leading up to the show, the 3 spent hours waiting in line, standing on their feet. So by the time it was over, everybody was exhausted, especially Elizabeth, the one who'd be driving everyone home. And well, just 30 minutes into the drive, Elizabeth passed out from exhaustion, sending the car flying off the side of the highway into a ditch, and completely out of sight from any other drivers. In this moment, the 3 of them were trapped inside of the car. Everyone's phones had died, and hauntingly, the smell of gas had began to leak inside of the car, meaning the car could explode at any second. And while Caroline and her friends screamed and did everything they could to break out, nobody could see or hear them in the middle of the night. They were both beginning to think this could be the end for them. But just as they were about to give up, Caroline remembered they had the light-up bracelets from the concert, so they quickly turned them on and started flashing them out of the windows. And that's when just a few minutes later, a woman noticed their car, quickly pulled over, and she called the police. And the 3 of them were rescued to safety just before the car exploded. And thankfully, no one was injured, all thanks to Taylor Swift's bracelets. But number 2, did you know Taylor Swift humiliated one of her ex-boyfriends on The Ellen Show? See, after dating celebrities like Taylor Lautner, John Mayer, Calvin Harris, and Harry Styles, Taylor's gone through over 20 different breakups, and some of them were ugly. I mean, her breakup with John Mayer ended with John writing a diss track about her. Her breakup with Jake Gyllenhaal ended with him getting death threats from her fans. And Connor Kennedy broke up with her just 2 months after Taylor bought a $5 million house across the street from him. But none of those breakups were worse for Taylor than her 2008 breakup with Joe Jonas. Because after 3 perfect months of dating, Taylor was convinced Joe was the one. But in November of that year, Taylor's world was shattered when Joe ended their relationship on a phone call. So that's why Taylor had to go on The Ellen Show and expose him.
Some of the songs on here are about boys.
Yes.
Anyone in particular?
There are a couple people they're about, actually.
Like maybe that guy?
There's one that's about that guy, but I'm not even gonna be able to remember the boy who broke up with me over the phone in 25 seconds when I was 18.
He broke up on the phone?
Yeah, I looked at the call log, it was like 27 seconds.
Oh, no.
That's got to be a record.
Oh boy, I am sorry to hear that.
Now for the final fact you didn't know about Taylor. Did you know about the Taylor Swift concert that got someone killed? See, on November 17th, 2023, 60,000 fans were waiting in line for Taylor's show in Brazil, and it was about to be one of the biggest shows of the Eras Tour. But there was one huge problem. The concert staff failed to prepare properly and put everyone in danger. See, not only was Brazil suffering through a historic heat wave, making it feel like it was 140 degrees outside, but the entire floor, along with every single chair in the stadium, was absorbing all the heat, dehydrating every single person in attendance.
Crammed with all these bodies around us, it's nothing but cooking. We are just cooking in here. People are fainting, people are getting taken to the emergency room, they're dehydrated, they're exhausted, they're overwhelmed, and they are hot.
And if that wasn't bad enough, the stadium banned fans from bringing water inside so they could make money off people buying the water. The problem was, they didn't have enough water for people to even buy, leaving fans with no choice but to leave the concert early or risk their lives. Now, while many fans got out safely, the ones who decided to stay faced consequences. They began to fall extremely sick, while others passed out from heat exhaustion and needed medical care. Taylor's team had a choice to make. They could make her play her songs and keep all the money, or call off the concert and lose millions of dollars. And they forced her to make the wrong choice, because just 2 songs in, during the performance of Cruel Summer, 23-year-old Ana Clara Benavides started losing her breath and passed out without a pulse. The medical staff immediately transported Ana to the hospital, where she was given fluids and medicine as doctors tried to revive her, but nothing worked. And after an hour of failed CPR, Ana had sadly passed away. Once Taylor heard the news, she was devastated, so she immediately called Ana's family to apologize and offer her support. But she knew her support wasn't enough, so Taylor gave Ana's family enough money to cover the funeral costs and more to help them through the tragedy. And after apologizing to everyone on social media, the very next night, Taylor felt the final thing she could do to help is what she does best: sing.
Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye. We're being the whole time. You're more than just a short time. I got a lot to find about. I got a lot to live without. I'm never gonna be where you would have been. We should have been you.
I realize that my life isn't normal, but the one thing that keeps my mind normal and my attitude normal is seeing what their fears and hopes and dreams and wishes are. And that is something I'm so grateful for.